So it is actually currently Thursday of week 2 of the abs challenge, and I'll be honest, I missed my exercises on Monday and I missed my exercises on Wednesday. Well, the reason I missed my exercises is because on Monday I had to go to a BSL choir thing and I only got 3 hours of sleep before it because of little man who is hiding down there, which was not fun. So unfortunately I didn't get a lot of sleep, so as soon as I got home from BSL choir I went straight back to bed. Didn't wake up till late, had to look after him so Jason could get a break from him, so there was no time to do exercise. Tuesday I ended up catching up on sleep is what I did. I ended up sleeping till almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I was awake with little man for 3 hours or 4 hours. He was wide awake and would not go back to sleep. I ended up having all my attention on him. Then at 4 o'clock I had to drive him to his grandparents. Then I had to go my BSL lesson. I didn't get home from my BSL lesson till about 9 o'clock. By that point it was time for his bedtime, so I was helping Jason tidy up, sort up, get everything sorted because Jason had only finished work at 7. So we were working as a team to try and get everything sorted, ready for bed. And the next day, Wednesday, it was little man's vaccinations. So we ended up having all day Wednesday just watching him, keeping an eye on him, making sure he was okay, making sure he didn't get too much of a temperature, etc, etc, making sure making sure he had his Calpol on time. So Wednesday ended up becoming very full on, and again all our attention was focused on him. It is now Thursday. Because of his vaccinations, in fact he slept almost all day yesterday. He only went to bed at 2 a.m. last night. That was the earliest he would settle. There's an aeroplane somewhere. So unfortunately I didn't end up getting much sleep because he only settled at 2 a.m. It took me about an hour to then turn off myself. He then woke up around 5 or half 5, something like that. So I only got about 2.5 hours sleep all night. And because I only got 2.5 hours sleep all night, I am shattered. As soon as I finished feeding him, I went downstairs to Express and get whatever was left out. And there was actually a fair bit still left over. I am definitely overproducing again, which right now is not a bad thing. We're struggling to keep up with him again. Then I tried to go back to bed, I think it was around 7. And unfortunately, even though I was absolutely exhausted and knackered, giant van behind me making noise, but what can we do? We're outside. Even though I was knackered and absolutely shattered, my brain decided it didn't want to turn off, it didn't want to go to sleep, so I didn't end up going to sleep. And I ended up staying awake all the way through me trying to sleep up until 11 o'clock. Jason did get up with little man at 9. I had to feed him at 9 because Jason was getting ready for work basically. So I tried to go back to sleep at 9, ready for 11 o'clock when Jason had to leave for work, and unfortunately I could not get to sleep. There was too much noise, too much banging going on. So I've only had 2.5 hours sleep. But I've got up, I've fed little man, and we're now out on a walk because I just needed to get out of the house. If I'm going to be stuck out here, I might as well go somewhere nice. So it is currently not midnight. It's about 7:30, coming up to 8 o'clock on Thursday night. He's finally gone down for his nap. He has been awake and fussing or struggling to sleep or refusing to sleep anywhere but on me all day. All freaking day. I have only just now got 5 minutes free to actually try and get some food and get a drink. I haven't eaten since breakfast. In fact, tell a lie, I managed to get 5-minute noodles, which is the Indomie noodles, which takes like 5 minutes to cook. Those are the only things that I've actually had all day. There's just not been time for food because he will not stop fussing and wants attention and wants talking to and wants playing with me. It's fine. This is part and parcel of it. I'm just tired. Me and lack of sleep do not get on. I've only had 2 hours and so I'm feeling groggy and so I'm complaining. I'm just happy to finally have 5 minutes just to get food. But if nothing else, I'm just happy to have 5 minutes to get food. But I'm going to enjoy this 5 minutes to get food. Making myself some corn with whole wheat noodles because I accidentally picked up whole wheat noodles from Aldi instead of normal noodles. Sorry, spaghetti, not noodles, spaghetti. 2 different things, different recipes, different time frame of cooking and all sorts. I am so tired. Jason is home soon. He's due home about 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock, depending on traffic. I'll be honest, I was hoping to get some exercise done either when little man went down for his nap or when Jason got home. But the truth is, I'm just too tired. I really badly need sleep, so I am going to prioritise food and self-care and sleep, and granted exercise is a form of self-care, but I'm going to prioritise food and sleep, and as soon as Jason comes home, with the exception of pumping, I'm going to go straight to bed. And Jason said he's going to take the night shift with little man in the hope that I can get some kind of rest. So it is now Friday. Little man is, I can't remember if I already mentioned this, little man is officially 9 weeks old. 9 weeks already. Madness. Absolute madness. I've not got much sleep again. I only had 2 hours the night before and I only had 5 hours approximately last night. I was still awake at 2 AM. Jason very kindly kept little man downstairs so I could try and get a decent night's sleep undisturbed. And apparently they had a good solid night's sleep down here. He only woke up once at 4 o'clock and again at 7. However, he does have a bit of a fever this morning, which is to be expected a couple of days after his vaccines, as this is when one of the vaccines was starting to be kick in and boosting his immune system. So it's not surprising he's got a temperature, so he's had a bit of Calpol again this morning. But I could not turn my brain off last night. Could not turn it off. It was not happening. And like I said, I was still awake at 2 AM and then I woke at 7 because my boobs hurt because I needed to express. And little man had also just woke up, so he was crying and screaming the house down. Not that he actually screams that loudly, he's actually quite quiet for a baby, to be honest. But if you can't tell, I'm exhausted. I am genuinely shattered. We've got a bit of a busy day today. We're actually going into town to open him a bank account today, which is very exciting. I think we're going to be opening him an ISA. I'm going to be trying to put a little bit of money in it every single month. We've already got a lot of money that's been given to him by relatives that he can start having a little savings account. So we're going to open that and we're going to start saving up for him, which he's going to have access to when he's 18. I remember one of my family members did it for me when I was younger. I can't remember if it was my mum or my great aunt, but I remember one of my family members opened a bank account for me and a lot of my relatives actually put money in towards it to help me save up, and I got access to it when I was 18. And I sort of spent it on good stuff at the time. I bought a motorcycle and all the gear to go with the motorcycle, and I bought my CBT and my lessons, and I was hoping to do my theory test and actually go on to actually pass my motorbike license, and unfortunately that didn't happen. Things happened, life happened, and I'm not going to go into that because that's a whole story all of its own, and it's not a story I personally want to put online because it paints one of my sisters in a very bad light. For good reason, but that's neither here nor there. I don't want to put that online because it's one of those, I'm trying to be more positive in life. I say more positive. I have a very positive outlook on life anyway in general, and I don't usually complain that much, except on here. For some reason, this seems to be my complaint outlet, so I can be positive in every other day of my life. But I don't want to put that level of negativity or that level of, put it this way, it's a story that could easily go on Reddit and one Charlotte Dobray and one of her stories. It's that level of story, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to go into that at all because it's just too much faff and it'll cause too many problems. Anyway, I need to stop going on about it. Not only did I buy a motorbike and all the gear and the CBT and everything else, I also bought furniture for my house, and I don't think I bought carpet, but I bought an entire new sofa set. I bought brand new bedroom furniture, all brand new bed, brand new mattress, brand new pillows, dresser, wardrobes, a tall side drawer, I also bought myself a pole because at the time I was an avid pole dancer. I say avid pole dancer. On the fitness side, I didn't do it as a job. For all those getting the wrong idea, it was pole fitness. I did it for exercise and acro and calisthenics and things like that. But I digress. Bought myself a lot of very practical things. I spent a lot of the money, but even after spending all that, I still had half of the amount or more left in my bank account. And again, something happened that made that money disappear against my will, but I'm not going to go into that. Let's just say someone went into my account without my permission and took a lot of the money. They did pay some of it back over the years, but even so, don't matter. They took a lot of the money, so I didn't even have access to half of the money. But even so, because of that money, I was able to give myself a good start in life. And I even have some of that furniture, even now, that I bought when I did my bedroom. I still got the dresser, which is currently in little man's room, and I currently still have the tall dresser, which is in our bedroom, which Jason uses for his underwear and his bits. Those are his drawers now. It was a good investment. It was a good purchase. I don't have the sofa set that we purchased because, again, it goes into the negative story, which I won't get into, but let's just say it got destroyed, and not by me. But I actually was really grateful for that money. It wasn't a lot. Back in the day, when I first got it, 20 years ago, it was a lot of money, whereas now it'd probably be seen as not so much money because of how expensive everything is. It'd probably buy me a car and that's it, or buy me a second-hand car level of money. But even so, I was so grateful for that money because it gave me a great opportunity to actually furnish my home at the time. It gave me a good foundation for saving money, and it taught me a lot of lessons when the money did get stolen. So I want to do the same for little man. Hopefully his will never get stolen, but I want to have that little pocket of money there for him for when he's old enough and he can access it and have his own little bank account going. I really, really want that. So we are going to open a bank account for him today, which is very exciting. Or at least I think it's very exciting. I've also got to do some chores in town. Jason's got to go to Specsavers and get his glasses done and all sorts. So that's what we're getting up to today. It's a busy day. And then we're going to come home, I'm going to nap. And then hopefully after my nap, I might be able to find 10 minutes because Jason's not in work today. So I'm hoping that if I can pawn little man off on Jason for just 10 minutes, I can get my exercises done when we get home. So it's now Saturday, and I didn't get to do any exercise yesterday, and unfortunately I only had 2.5 hours sleep last night. It seems I'm experiencing a bout of insomnia because I've gone a night with 2.5 hours sleep, a night with 5 hours sleep, and now another night with only about 2 to 2.5 hours sleep, which is infuriating. I've actually spent most of the day trying to sleep. I got up to Express around 7 o'clock, came down Express, spent some time with Jason, and then tried to go back to bed at 10. And there was just too much noise. Birds were screaming, things were banging, I could hear cars outside, and it was a lot of noise. I just could not physically get to sleep. I think I managed maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep in total, but it was not happening. I was not getting back to sleep no matter how hard I tried. Then I got up. Little man needed feeding and I was due to Express again, so I breastfed him and then Express to try and get a bit of milk saved up, because he seems to be potentially going through another growth spurt. If not right now, he's going to be going through one soon, so we're trying to get a backup supply of milk going, which is just not happening. He is going through milk like no tomorrow right now. I've not been able to get any exercise done again. I have been able to get my BSL homework done, or my sign language homework done, which I'm grateful for, because I have been struggling to find time to do that, and I've literally just taken half an hour out of my time now to get some of it done, or while Jason is here and looking after little man, I've been able to get some of my BSL homework done, thankfully, or get my BSL homework done in total, and I've sent it off to my teacher for assessing. She's probably going to have a few things to say about it, but we'll see. But things are looking okay. The sign language is actually going really, really well. Sign language is going really well. I actually have a whole channel I've made specifically for my sign language practice, because I know it's not something a lot of people are going to be interested in, and I know it's something not a lot of people are going to want to watch. I just realised I really need a shower. Wow. My hair's really greasy. Sorry, completely distracted. But I know it's not going to be something a lot of people are interested in, and I know it's something that people aren't going to want to see on my channel, or potentially not going to want to see on my channel, so I have made a third channel for the sign language, and it's just basically diaries. I really need to actually start doing my sign language diaries for practice more than anything, and it's just trying to find just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes to have a brew, to get something to eat, or to do a 2-minute sign language diary is nearly impossible. We have so little time at the moment because little man is just being more and more awake every single day, and we're trying to entertain him and interact with him to help with his development and his skills and just to keep him entertained. I actually need to go right now. I've just made myself a brew because little man is with his dad in the bath right now, and I've just had a notification on my phone to say they're done, so I need to go pick him up and collect him so his dad can have a shower, and then I think I need to get a shower after that. I was hoping to get some exercise in today, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen again. So it's now Sunday, and I was hoping to get some exercise done this morning. Unfortunately, when I woke up, I needed to pump, and Jason needed to leave for work within an hour and a half. So I decided to take the opportunity while I could. I jumped up, I got a shower, came downstairs, got my breakfast, got a brew, expressed or pumped, however you want to refer to it. Then Jason's just left for work and I'm home alone. Now, little man is fast asleep, so I could technically get some exercises done now. However, I've actually got to go to a birthday party later today. It is one of my best friend's son's first birthday party. So we are very excited to go celebrate that with him, but I have not yet got him a present. It has been a hectic week. It's been a hectic month, obviously. Little man and his growth spurts and his leaps and everything else, and just me being ill and everything else in general. I have not had a chance to get out and get a birthday present. It has not even crossed my mind to actually look online. And this little boy is so loved and so spoiled in a good way. Like, his mum gets him so many toys. He has a house full of toys. So I don't want to get him toys. But then he also has lots of clothes. So I don't really want to get him clothes. But I don't know what else to get him. I don't know what else there is that you can get a 1-year-old that isn't toys or clothes, which is going to make it fun when I actually get around to him being 1-year-old next year. So I actually need to leave early today, therefore I'm not going to have chance to get any exercise in. I'm only going to have a couple of hours, and I don't want a second shower so soon after already just having one. So what I'm going to do instead is I am going to spend about an hour or two video editing, because I am starting to fall behind on my videos again. I'm going to spend an hour or two video editing. I am then going to head out to the local shops and see if I can find something to give my friend's son for his first birthday. And I feel awful because I feel like it sounds like I don't care or I've not put any thought or effort into it, but it's actually been just the opposite. I've put so much thought and effort into it that I've lost track and completely vamoosed with what I actually need to do or what I want to get him. And my brain hurts because of it. So I've basically overthought. I've overthought about it, and now I just end up with nothing. I am going to try and go find something that I hope that he and she will like, and then we are going to go celebrate with them for the day. Sorry, I had a better night's sleep last night, but I still didn't have a full night's sleep. But it was a better night's sleep. I got more night's sleep than I did the night before. Anyway, I'm going to go celebrate my friend's son's first birthday. I kind of want to call him my nephew, but he's not technically my nephew, but he also kind of is. Because even though we're not related, we're family through friendship, if that makes sense. Like, family friends. Friend families. Whatever. I've got severe baby brain recently. Severe baby brain. I expressed the other day, went to go to bed, and I left the expressed milk on the side, so I didn't put it in the fridge, so I had to throw a full pack of expressed milk away, and I was so annoyed with myself. It takes a lot of effort and time to express that milk, and it's just to have to throw an entire 250ml bag away was just heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Enough of that rant. Enough of the ranty rants. I'm gonna do some video editing, then go with my friends, and then we're going to see how I'm feeling this afternoon / this evening when I eventually get home, because I will need to express, but I also want to get some exercise done because I've not got any exercise done this week at all. And I am so stiff, so damn stiff. Every single joint in my body is aching. Oh, I'm still tired. So tired. Anyway, I'm gonna go get ready to go out, and I'll see you guys in a bit.